Hey, what's up everybody? I'm here with a little bit of a wrestling update. First of all, I want to send out my thoughts and prayers to the Vachon family over this past weekend with the passing of Luna Vachon. It's kind of a shock to me because I actually watched Luna Vachon when I was back in the early 90s and mid 90s and late 90s, so it was kind of a shock to me that she passed away. But you know, she's in a better place now, you know, and that's a good sign. But first of all, I want to talk about some news. A lot of people have been talking about this. Wrestling Scoop, I just watched, is talking about this. And I want to talk about the fact that WWE is doing something that a lot of fans have been waiting for them to do for the past 8 years, I guess, for a while. Well, probably not past 8 years, but at least maybe 5 to 8 years, probably the past 5 years. And that's unifying the all the championships into one. I mean, we all know that last year at WrestleMania, not this year, but last year, WrestleMania, I think it was 25, I believe. Yeah, it was WrestleMania 25. We had the Colognes, Carlito and Primo, beat Morrison and Miz in our dark match to become the Unified Tag Team Champions. Now, we're finding out that at Night of Champions, we're going to have an undisputed Unified Women's Champion. And then rumors going around that we'll probably have a Unified Intercontinental or US Champion. And then at WrestleMania, according to what I just heard, we may have finally a Unified WWE Champion. So what are my thoughts on this? Well, my thoughts are, believe it or not, I'm not really sure if this is such a good idea. I mean, I can understand maybe unifying certain championships so that people can get a shot at them, but the way I look at it, it's kind of almost bad for business, if you will. Well, not bad for business WWE-wise, because they probably consider it gives a lot more people storyline opportunities. But I feel it's kind of bad because you got all these young and up and coming competitors that are in the mid to upper card status, that have a chance to be somebody, have a chance to be noticed, and now they're possibly going to lose that opportunity with the fact that all the titles are going to be unified. I mean, if I'm WWE, yeah, unify the world titles, unify the Divas titles and the women's title, unify the tag titles, no problem. But at least leave the US and the Intercontinental titles individually. That way, on both brands, you know, people could have a crack at it. I mean, someone put down in a comment on this video that they should leave the Intercontinental title for maybe the upper card to mid card people and the US title for the mid to lower card people. That's what they look at, and I agree. That's how they should do it. The US title should be like for the mid to lower card people, and the Intercontinental title, since it's a WWE established championship, should be for the mid to upper card guys. That's the way I look at it, because at least it would give people opportunities. Now I know perhaps the reason the word's going around about this is basically going around about this is because maybe WWE wants to go back to what it used to do. I mean, let's not forget that back in the 80s and the 90s, they had rosters just like they have now, and everybody had opportunities. Yeah, everybody did. Everybody had opportunities at times. But some of those people had opportunities because they were put in different situations. For example, this past Monday night on Raw, even though it went for 1 minute, we were supposed to have a #1 contenders match for the tag team titles between Morrison, R-Truth, Rhodes, and McIntyre, which tells me that if WWE goes through with the fact of unifying even the US and Intercontinental title into one, that means all the leftover people that would have equal shots at those titles individually would be paired up in tag teams. That's the way I look at it. I mean, look, I think we get the seeds planted for an Evan Bourne, Mark Henry tag team after what we saw on Raw. And then this talk of pushing Alberto Del Rio to the moon. which I've already stated in my Raw review is going to happen once he gets drafted to Raw next year if the draft continues. So my question is this. So my question to you is this. Do you not agree that yes, unify the WWE and the world titles into one, unify the Divas titles like you're planning to do, keep the unified tag team titles, but at least keep the individual titles of the US and the Intercontinental title for both brands, so that those that would not really have an equal opportunity could have those opportunities. I mean, think about it. Yeah, we already saw the seeds planted for, like I said, for a possible Evan Bourne and Mark Henry tag team, and maybe even a Cabal Daniel Bryan tag team. But come on, do you not think for a moment that that all the superstars that are hearing this, the ones that know that they're in the role of the lower to mid card to the mid to upper card status, do you not think they're wondering what's going to happen to them if all titles, even the US and Intercontinental titles, get unified? They know exactly what's going to happen. They're either going to be put into tag teams to give us a good tag team division, which would be a good thing, but then some of them also know that they might get the hi-ya, the chop, and be sent out to WWE. I mean, it's obvious. That's what's obviously going to happen. I mean, look at TNA. TNA, yeah, they have a little bit too much championship as well. But the reason they have it is to give everybody an equal opportunity. Television championship, they have it, give people equal opportunity. X Division, give people equal opportunity. Tag teams, equal opportunity. World, equal opportunity. Knockouts, equal opportunity. Knockouts tag team, equal opportunity. It's all about giving everybody on that roster a chance to win championships, or a chance to prove that they belong in that same category and considered for championship status. Those in WWE, they look at the possible unification of all the titles, and like I said, those at the lower to mid card status and mid to upper card status will start wondering, well, what's going to happen to us? Now, some of them might already realize that they may have to be paired up into tag teams, but they won't know who the partner is until they're told, I should say. But then again, if WWE keeps those two individual titles, the US and the Intercontinental titles, separate, then everybody would have an equal opportunity to win an individual championship. But again, those are just my thoughts. Again, the way I look at it, if all titles are unified, that's going to leave a lot of the lower to mid card wrestlers and even some of the mid to upper card wrestlers in a slot or in a position to where they're going to have to be put into tag teams, or they might get that hi-ya chopping block and sent out of the company. That's the way I look at it. So that's just my thought on it. Tell me what you think. I don't know if you guys have your own opinions about it, but tell me what you think, and I'll talk to you all later.